This episode of DevTips will be about critical CSS.
Yay!
You're watching DevTips with me, David, and
MPJ.
Do you know what critical CSS is?
It's very important CSS.
Yes, that's true. But do you know what the term implies in the front-end CSS world?
I do not know. I will, however.
Can you guess? And you as a viewer, can you guess if you haven't heard it? What would you think is the meaning of, if I say, the critical CSS? This episode is sponsored by .tech domains. Thank you, .tech. You and me both know, Matthias, that the most difficult part of every project and startup is finding an available name. But there are plenty of good ones on .tech. Tech is fantastic in telling the world what you're about in a short and stylish way. And even the likes of Viacom, CES and Intel are on .tech domains. With .tech domains Black Friday sale coming up, it's the perfect time to secure your name at 95% off. Pre-register before November 23rd and get an additional 10% off. Use go.tech/devtips to show them that you came from here, and that link is also in the episode description. Thank you, .tech, and now let's get back to critical CSS. What would you think is the meaning of, if I say, the critical CSS?
So perhaps like you can divide your CSS into like the first like CSS that is loaded before all other CSS that is important for the first load. Is that right?
Yes.
I just guessed that out of my butt.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. So it's everything above the fold, and the fold is a very old concept for people that used to read newspapers. So if the newspaper looked like this, then it was often folded like that, and you could only see the one part here, but the rest of the page continued down there. So that's the fold. So often on a mobile, it's like the first thing you see, like the topmost part. So the critical CSS is the CSS that is only needed to show that initial paint, the initial rendering. Because that gives the user a feeling that, everything is done. But it's not, because we will keep lazy loading stuff in the background. So, I want you to try out Lighthouse, which is some Google thing that is used for analyzing performance and different things. It's sort of like I don't know if the new Google page speed or whatever. I like it because they have this feature that says like when was it first painted, the rendered HTML. So I will send you a link. We will use Hemnet. They are friends of mine. It's like a property listing, a property search website in Sweden. And now run Lighthouse. It's a Chrome extension.
All right. All right. So I need to install that. Lighthouse Chrome extension.
It's basically sort of like an alternative to Google PageSpeed that has like it will analyze SEO, it will analyze render, it will analyze performance, a bunch of stuff.
So how do I I activate it, and then I generate a report.
You go use the options. We're only interested in the performance part, so you can do options and just uncheck everything but performance.
Okay, so not progressive web app, not accessibility, not best practices, not SEO, and we generate report, I suppose. Right, let's see. Oh, fun! They have a little job ad in the source.
But it's in Swedish, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Otherwise, we would charge them.
True. All right, let's see here. This is a report. Emulated Nexus 5X, simulated slow 4G. Oh, that's interesting. So the first first contentful paint here.
Yeah, but I'm interested in the first meaningful paint, which I like that metric, because that's what's like. You know, the first contentful paint is basically like perhaps the fonts haven't loaded yet, like you can't really distinguish what's going on, but the first meaningful paint is when you can actually understand what the page is about.
Okay.
So that's our KPI that we want to optimize for.
All right, so let's make a note of 2.6 then.
Yeah. So now I would like you to download the page.
Right.
But thing is, if you do like save page as, you won't get everything. So I just used Puppeteer and I saved everything for you. So I will send you like a zip with everything
brilliant.
downloaded. Because we have gotten some pushback on not having prepared. So this time I actually did prepare one boring, tedious thing that we would get stuck at.
Yeah, and now we will get pushback on not showing what Puppeteer is and how it works.
We have an entire episode on web scraping about Puppeteer. So basically we just use that stuff. I will put a link to the exact guide that I used to download everything. It's just boring. I just need to find that zip file. How are you, by the way, while I'm looking for this zip?
We have a campaign on Fun Function for patrons, super patrons, to send out stickers. And I've been fighting with a printer all day, like all morning. Like, printers are the worst. Like, just printing out address sticker labels is such a surprisingly big task. I'm so annoyed just because printers are horrible. So I'm in a kind of a feisty mood due to that.
Funny how you're always in a feisty mood or grumpy when we are recording.
Yeah. I have a face.
I think honestly the last 4 recordings is, have you opened our call with I'm feeling shit today.
Yeah, I honestly think that it's not really due to circumstances, it's more like just the darkness in Sweden. Everything is dark and you just go ugh. It just depresses you and everything becomes super annoying. Boost the directory.
And then you see that I have the original file.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so that's the actual original file, but then I modified the original file. I removed some ad serving that won't work while we're not on the server and everything. So go to index.html, which is sort of like the original, but sort of modified.
Okay.
And then go to that in your browser.
Okay, let's see.
You know that I just wanted you to open it in a browser.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Bloody
just do Command O in Chrome and just open it. Okay, so much for preparing. It didn't do anything. We're still stuck here trying to open an HTML file.
Yeah, exactly. It's no, it just opens. It just opens the Lighthouse report.
Okay.
Hang on. No, it doesn't open it. Chrome doesn't open it. Open with Chrome. This was not because we weren't prepared. Development is hard. There's always something failing.
Yeah.
That's how it is. To the people that are yeah, you're not prepared. Screw you. This is how it is. We could edit it away, and make it fake, but this is the frustration is part of development.
Yeah.
Am I grumpy today? Yes, I am.
Now we have the index.
Yeah.
How would you extract the critical CSS?
All right. So what is so the fold is kind of stops here, right?
Yeah.
It's also kind of messed up that the fold, this main action button is outside of the main fold, but hey.
Yeah, and that's always the challenge with you have dynamic. So the way this works is that it's the real estate agents that upload their property ads. Yeah. And they can put whatever information they want. And so you have this balance of trying to please them. They want to put whatever they want in that title field. And also, yeah. It's always,
then again,
user-generated content is always tough.
All right, so let's the critical CSS here. So I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, the naive thing, is to just start inspecting things and seeing, what CSS are. Okay, I would just be clicking these and making notes of what is visible.
But honestly, if you were to try to solve this problem, what would you have done?
Perhaps I would have written a little script that took a look at what was visible, and then figured out all the CSS attributes out of that, and created a little script.
Yes, and because we have the internet, people have already done this for us.
Ah.
So I would like you to find the node module Penthouse, or the GitHub. So there are a couple of, I think it's Penthouse is the one, and then it's the one that's called Critical. They are the big ones, I think, for generating critical CSS. So I tried Penthouse because it seemed like the one developed that had a Swedish looking name.
So this one then?
Yeah. So if you check the basic example.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. Penthouse, and then you just grab an URL, and then wait, what is this package even doing? Critical Path CSS Generator. Penthouse is the original critical CSS generator, helping you to speed up page rendering for your website. Supply your site's full CSS and the page you want to create the critical CSS for, and Penthouse will return the critical CSS needed to perfectly render the above the full content of the page. Okay, so you give Penthouse an URL, you gave it a CSS string?
Yeah.
What is...
So that's the CSS string is the full CSS. Like, so you just... I don't know why it can't extract that by itself, but perhaps it was difficult. So we will just have to concatenate the entire CSS and drop it in there. And then run it on the URL. And we also want to change the viewport so it actually renders for a mobile device. Because I think if you go down and check the options, I'm pretty sure it's desktop right now. Yeah, width is 1300 and the height is 9. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get it to like show these. But it's cut off for some reason.
Okay.
I think it's like I think
it works on GitHub.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay. Yeah, so it has a default like desktop viewport, so we have to modify those as well.
All right. So let's start. Let's do this.
Yep.
Okay. Make dear crit CSS, and let's just do npm init. Yes. And then npm install. Npm install npm I. Oh, it's on Chromium.
Yeah, so it's using Puppeteer that we did in that web scraping episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and for the people that don't know what Puppeteer is, it's like a headless remote browser.
Yeah.
Headless remote Chrome.
Yeah, headless
remote. And we really liked it.
Yes. And then people think it's perhaps sometimes overkill because it's big and loads everything. But what's great with Puppeteer is that it can run CSS and JavaScript and everything. So you can have you can do this for single page applications made entirely with JavaScript and everything. So that's why I love Puppeteer. It just covers everything. But of course, as people always complain about in comments, is that there are other alternatives. And yes, we know that there are alternatives. And yes, if you were to scrape millions of pages, perhaps it is not the best option, but that is pre-optimizing, and we were doing it for one page. Yeah, you know. Love you guys, audience and girls, but...
Yeah, why doesn't your video solve all the problems at the same time? Yes. All right, anyway, we're both grumpy today. I love it, you know? Yeah. All right, so I'm creating a script here, just...
So what we have to do here is add the options for width and height.
Yeah, hang on, I need to pull this into const.
Yeah, you have to require it, of course.
Penthouse, require Penthouse. There we go. I'm just gonna run it to kind of sanity check. Yeah, we get some error. What is there? FS is not defined.
I don't hear my internet is dropping.
Okay. You need to define FS as well. I'll do that while your internet is returning. There we go.
I think I'm back.
All right, cool. FS was not define, so I defined that while you were gone.
Require that as well. Okay.
I'm being super efficient. Like God.
So
I'm
did you
so
tell
efficient.
them that FS is for writing files to?
No, I did
system.
not do that. Like file system. So what this file thing here does is that it writes synchronously to outfile.css, and that's this one. So now we have it there. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to replace this with the URL that we were on. So
it's
that's
like file colon dash dash dash.
Oh, so I can actually do that. Yeah, because it's using a full browser, so there we go.
So, and now we need to get the CSS string. If you go to Chrome and inspect the network tab and filters on CSS and refresh.
Right.
You were in the network tab.
It moved. All right, there we go.
So here we see the CSS files.
Yep.
So I'm sure there are better, quicker ways to do doing this. But if you look at the response,
and the audience will tell you.
Yes, they will. But for now, we don't have the audience here. So I will just take each CSS file and copy the contents and then just put it in on one huge long line.
So this one.
No, so start with the top one. So we have to, because it's cascading.
Oh, these are all CSS.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So just start with the first one, grab that into a text document, and then we'll just fill that up.
So I'm gonna call this all CSS.css, pasting that in, pasting all the CSS in, pasting this layout in, pasting the listing in, pasting this in.
So, and then just put that into, copy that and put it in a template literal in the CSS string.
Okay.
That's the quick and dirty.
Well, yeah, I guess we could read it in as a file, but all right.
Yeah, let's just see if it works.
Yeah, I'm skeptical. Okay, let's see. Let's just create a new file here, and we'll call it const the CSS.
I guess it's a few, quite a few characters there.
Yeah. All right, let's see how that works. Right. And
tokenization is skipped for lines longer than 20,000 characters for performance. I don't even know what tokenization is.
That is a huge CSS file, really. Require.
Yeah, so it's a huge CSS file. And that's what's great, because the way CSS works is that it has to load everything, like the browser, it reads the entire CSS before it starts processing it.
Yeah.
So now what we're gonna do is we will only extract the important part of this. I don't know how many characters were there in the, just mark everything in .css.
It's 188,648.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we don't need all of them for the first render, which is basically what we want to see during the first second.
See, I'm gonna run this just to see that we get it. No, cannot find module all CSS. No, I need to do that. Octal escape sequence are not allowed in template strings, so that didn't work.
You know what that is?
But we'll do some FS read string here instead.
I'm dropping you right now. My internet is so bad.
Read file sync. That's cool. I'll operate without you. Hang on. There we go. And I think I can just do all CSS like that. Does that work?
What did you do with the octal? I'm back. What did you do with the octal template thing?
It just gave me some octal escape sequences are not allowed in template strings.
So how did you sort that out?
I didn't. I'm just reading the file instead. It seems more sensible.
Okay.
Instead of like messing with that. All right. Unexpected token on line 9. Yeah, of course. Hang on. Removing that. All right. No such file or directory. All CSS. No, because it's gonna be .css. And then we get something else. Node CSS should not be empty. Okay, cool. I think that's that error. So I think it's reading now. Gonna console log it out. .css. There we go. And yeah, we have it. Awesome.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that Penthouse has support for just like that you specify a string, a file.
Oh,
So check out the documentation because
Yeah,
that just feels better.
that is true. Let's see. CSS string path to original CSS file on desk if using instead of CSS string.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
That feels better.
All right, we are improving. So let me just, in case it doesn't work, I'm just gonna comment it out. There we go. And I'm gonna run it, see what happens. And let's look at the out file, that's CSS. Oh, what? No,
it's
hang on.
CSS without string. Yeah.
Yep. So there. Trying it again. Okay. And out file. Now it looks like we expected it to be.
Yeah, and how many characters is it?
Sword 22,400.
Which is way less than
67.
180,000.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we did it.
So
All right. So this is our optimized TSS.
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna
Did
like
we-
call this like critical, optimized critical CSS there,
But
because I'm
this is critical for the desktop view, and I want the new widths and heights. So just steal the widths and heights from your Chrome window.
How do I do that?
You just
Oh,
see
it's here.
439. Yes.
400,
just,
939.
yeah, just do that.
So it's just with 400 and 939 height 939. Bam. All right, let's see how our optimized critical looks now. It's how big
How
is
many
it?
chars?
It's 18,848.
So that's even less. That's 4,000 less than for the desktop version. That sounds
That's
pretty
pretty-
promising.
That's pretty cool. So I guess at the, like, hang on, what is this device? Oh, this is just called responsive. Let's just call it Pixel 2, and then do these.
411, 731. 731.
731, and we're gonna call this the Pixel 2. Just to so that
Pixel 2. New
Pixel.
phone from Google.
oops, Pixel 2. There we go. So okay, so how do we get? I guess that we just save this and save this in our new or old directory, sorta.
Now you inline. I don't know. Just we will inline it.
Why? Isn't it
Because
better to
then
just?
it won't be a request for another file.
Okay.
Because then it's embedded in the HTML file, because we want it to load as fast as possible and not have an extra fetch from the browser. We don't want it to get a new resource. If you know in the comments if this even matters, but I'm pretty sure that we want it in the HTML, because otherwise it would be like an extra go grab something and wait for it. Which you
Right.
this is the fastest we want.
All right. So
So do a new
let's see.
HTML file.
New HTML file.
Yeah, and optimize so we can compare them.
Oh yeah, that's true. Save as index.html critical added. There we go. And I'll just shove this style in here somewhere, like at the top, I suppose.
Yeah.
Stool. Style. And yeah. Shoving this in here. This is a long ass line.
Yeah. And then we will take the other CSS, the links.
The links.
Yeah, the link rel style sheet. Like the actual CSS files that are referenced in head.
Oh yeah. The okay. Let's see. Where are they? There they are. These are the ones.
Yeah. And just move them before the end of body instead. Because we don't need them, so we will just, so that's like basically saying wait for page
so we are
load.
deferring the load of these. So, and there's no like defer thing for these, like there is in JavaScript.
Let's just move them to before the end of body. That's the simple part, and then we can try and see if we can keep them there, but adding some kind of attribute.
Let's see. All right, shoving them here.
Great.
Okay. Awesome.
And now let's run it and see if it looks good.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, it opened.
In desktop. In mobile, please.
Yep. All right, let's see. There we go. And I'm opening it. It does.
I think it
we
flashes.
need to...
Yeah, sorry.
Did it? It flashes a little bit, maybe.
I'm pretty sure the original flashes as well, right?
Let's see. Nope, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
Nope. This is the... No, the new one definitely flashes a little bit.
That's strange.
Hang on, let me see if I just gonna simulate this on fast 3G.
When I tried it, it was the other way around. But
yeah, and I'm gonna simulate. Hang on, where is the? I keep forgetting where you do this.
It's in the network.
Network.
Then to online it says.
You click. Yeah, you click this. Look.
You can find it in other, like you can find it everywhere in the inspector.
So
the dev console or whatever.
Okay, so whatever. Fast 3G. I don't understand the logic, but well, it actually it flashes here as well. I think it's just some kind of. I don't think there is much of a difference. I think the
problem here is that it's sort of relying on the web fonts. It has its own font. Okay, well...
Maybe, but that's not what we care about at this point.
I want to see the metrics, because for us to just inspect by eye, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So let's Lighthouse them. You know what? I don't think this will work. Try it.
What?
Oh, we have to put them on a... it's not... Lighthouse, it doesn't have support for local files. Just
does it have support for like a localhost web server?
Let's just put it on now.
All right, create integrated terminal. All right, and
the other one.
Hang on. Not local save, and I'll just write now.
Yeah. Yeah,
and for the people that are confused by what now is, it's like the site now. It's like a web hosting, application hosting service.
So they are the ones that developed Next.js, that framework that we used to server-side render the React app.
See? All right, and I'll add this.
What did you do now?
I just added that to the...
Oh.
What's the...
Something happened.
Oh yeah, hang on, it was double slash. Okay, oh yeah, it worked. It worked.
Yeah. Okay, and that goes to the directory. I guess it's now sort of hides the index.html and just
of
instead.
Course.
So we have that one. That's the initial. Yeah, run Lighthouse on that one.
Running Lighthouse?
Yeah.
Generated the report.
Yeah, great. It runs as Pixel or whatever phone. That's good. This is also, Google has been preaching for years and years and years about how to optimize for mobile, do it for mobile. And what I like with Lighthouse is that it's actually forcing it to be a mobile viewport.
Nice.
Okay, this first meaningful paint got even worse.
Yeah, the last one was 2.6 and now it's 3.4.
All right. We don't know about that, but perhaps on the...
But hang on. Chrome extensions negatively affected this page load's performance.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but whatever. Let's just compare it because we will have the same Chrome experience.
No, we will not, because I did this on another Chrome. Hang on, let me switch to. Let's see. There we go. No, it's that. Here. Close the Chrome. Jesus. And we're bringing Lighthouse support again. Go ahead. Okay, Lighthouse support. No, it's consistently worse.
Can it be that?
No, hang on a bit. Like the index.html is the that is your modified original. And the one that is optimized is index critical added. That's what we should be comparing to.
Yes.
Okay, so again, let's just, for reference, let's do the first one. So now the first meaningful paint it's 2.6. That's what it what it was from the first.
Yeah. And then go with our critical CSS.
Index critical added.html. See what that gives us.
I'm excited. I hope this works.
We don't
it
really
never
know.
works.
No,
What?
exactly no improvement.
What? That's crazy.
All right, so
I can tell you that when I prepared this, it was an improvement of like, I don't know, 0.7 seconds.
all right, but then
Why is
we're
this?
then we're probably doing something wrong. Can we just run it on a local web server instead? It seems like
that's
highly
fine.
unpractical to do this.
Yeah, let's try
Like,
that.
like http-server. There we go. And then it got even worse.
Whoa, that's so strange.
No, it's like now it's 5.4. That is bizarre. So I guess I have those things. Like the quality. And then like now it's 3.7. Like it's so varied. Like it seems like on every load it varies like super heavily. I think like
is that
the way we always wrap it up. What did we learn? Like
what did we learn?
The thing is like I know that you prepared and all because you were self-conscious about all the comments like you should prepare but I really think that is like utter bullshit. Like it's the only way to get something like super cohesive is to just super fake it. You have to do like this edit thing and remove all the errors, and if something fails you would have to like do the re-edit again, but that's really not what we want to show. Like we want to have like a task and then we will possibly succeed at it, but sometimes you just don't succeed. Sometimes you just fail and you learn, and that's what happened today. So what did we learn here?
So you learned how the concept of critical CSS, and we did generate the critical CSS, and we managed to update this website with the critical CSS. It looks good when it loads.
Yeah. And
but we could not verify that it is faster. It seems slower when we tried the what's it even called? The performance tool.
The Lighthouse report. But I mean, it might or it might not. The problem is that due to some network problem, like probably like some extra request that is happening somewhere on the page, something, we would probably have to investigate using the network tab and figure out exactly what it is that is sometimes taking a lot of time.
Because when I'm running it on my end, I get the original 3.5 second and my modified 1.0 second on.
Oh, interesting.
I think we should end there.
Yeah, I think that we, I mean, in a way, like it was a success. We managed to do the critical CSS, but then like actually validating it using Lighthouse turned into like a marvelous disaster.
Yeah. So I want to, if in edit, I realized that this was super long and you're just interested in understanding how to do critical CSS, we're done with critical CSS right now. And for the next 45 to 60 minutes, we are trying to understand why Lighthouse doesn't work the same on my machine as on Matthias' machine. And it's the numbers are not very equal. Check out go.tech/devtips to secure your own .tech domain. Thank you, .tech domains. Write in comments, figure out why this isn't working for us. Write that in the comments. And we appreciate all your feedback, good and bad, so please keep that coming. These videos come out every Friday morning at 0800 GMT. Figure out your own time zone, I can't do that. And this was DevTips with me, David, and
MPJ.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Hopefully with more errors and less results. Oh, so frustrating.
Jesus. All right.
Trying to prepare. God,
Yeah.
Google, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was
Everything is
bizarre.
Google's fault.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.